Good morning, everyone. Suzanne Taylor here, life and business coach for entrepreneurs, with another Friday morning coffee chat with the amazing Linda Cummings. And Linda and I met online, no big surprise. And I just knew that I had to take this conversation further. I'm going to kind of let her introduce herself in her own words and what she does with her clients, because I believe wholeheartedly in the power of what she does, because I've used it myself. So Linda, welcome to Friday Morning Coffee Chat.
Thank you so much,
Cheers.
Suzanne.
Cheers. With my bucket of coffee.
Cheers.
Clink.
With my little Linda mug.
Oh, I love it.
Just in case I forget my name.
Oh, well, if you're forgetting your name in the morning, you know it's been a rough night.
It's been worth it.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you do and how you started. How did you get into this?
Okay, so I come from Scotland, first of all. So I will try and speak a little bit slower for the audience. And
I love the accent, though. That's part of what drew me in.
Great. Well, I do get that a lot, so that's nice and encouraging. So yeah, I was born and brought up in Scotland. I now live in Switzerland. So one beautiful country to another beautiful country. And I've always been interested in working with people, interested in the way the mind works and the way the mind doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both sides. And so when I was, and I always knew, when I was about 4, I just wanted to pack my rucksack and go traveling. I just wanted to travel the world, see the world, meet people. So my parents didn't let me do it at 4.
Yeah, you know, I was about 7 when I said I was packing up and going to Africa to photograph animals, and my parents were like, no,
as
you're not
well.
doing that. Yeah.
That's why we have all the problems we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so after I left college, I actually studied childcare, and I left college and I went off to start to travel. So I traveled in total for about 25 years.
Wow.
Not completely continuous, because I needed to make some sort of living. So I used to go off 9 months, a year, 12 months, and then go home for a couple of months, save up hard, and go. And I always went more or less to the Far East. So it was very, very cheap there, really, not expensive, so my money could stretch. And yeah, I loved it. And I did a lot of traveling. And then in the latter 5 years, I felt, okay, I've seen enough beautiful beaches. I've eaten enough lovely restaurants. And so I ended up working in a charity project for the winter, three months over the winter for 5 years. And that was working with street people and beggars in near Kathmandu in Nepal.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a really fascinating, fundamental time for me. And that's where I met my Swiss husband. We both worked in the same project. He also traveled for about 15 years. And we came to Switzerland to fill up the bank account again. And I think I got pregnant immediately as soon as I arrived in Switzerland. So we have done some traveling together, and we have a 12-year-old son now. So yeah, and now I am an EFT practitioner. I started many years ago with reflexology, on-site massage. I went and became a Reiki master. But I always had the question of the thing that I never had the feeling that I was really giving people things or tools or, just a skill for them to take away with them after the treatment. And that made it feel a little bit empty for me. So I have a very dear friend who's nearly 90. She's going to be 90 next year, and she's been doing alternative medicine for many, many years. And she introduced me to EFT tapping.
Wow.
And for me, the gem of EFT tapping is it's a skill that I teach people, and then they literally have it at their fingertips to tap into it anytime they need it, any place they are, anytime anything creeps up, you can nip it. I've spent many a time in lots of lovely toilets now, tapping away. And it works on the amygdala. So it's 100% amazing. Top one for me to reduce stress levels.
Yes.
Yeah. To reduce stress. And you know, the stress that's in the world today, even before, we can't blame COVID for all the stress that's here, because there was a massive amount of stress before this actually hit us as well. So, you know, people need something, and also it gives them a feeling of responsibility for themselves.
Mm-hmm. And I love that, because, you know, I pride myself on not just being an airy, you know, kind of concept coach, but I really I like giving my clients something to take away, that when I'm not with them, that they can still use whatever I'm teaching them. And that has been so important for me throughout my journey from fitness and nutrition, you know, now into life and business coaching. Tools are really important for me. And I've always gravitated towards people and coaches and, you know, tools for myself that were actually actionable. Like, okay, teach me how to do it, and then I can take it home and do it myself, whether it's an executive high performance habit, you know, to help me get more meetings in one day, or whether it's a tool to get me into focus, or it's a tool to help me. I mean, I was introduced to EFT through someone I shared an office with years ago, and she was an EFT practitioner and a therapist, and she used it with PTSD clients. And I was dealing with migraines all the time. I mean, almost a constant headache. And she showed me how to do it. And I would be in the car, like you said, I'd be in bathrooms, I'd be at home cooking dinner, taking a break, and getting rid of my headaches on my own. And this was really powerful for me, because I had tried medication, I had tried, you know, acupuncture and massage and all different things to get rid of my headaches. And that was really the thing that got me over the edge and started healing was EFT. So it's really amazing. And we both were traveling, you know, we were living the laptop lifestyle before there was laptops. So that's kind of cool.
That sure is.
Yeah, I joke all the time about my time traveling. Like, oh yeah, I traveled and I worked. You know, I lived the laptop lifestyle before there was laptops. It was called bartending.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, doing anything you can.
Yeah.
It is. And you know, Suzanne, for me, the fundamental thing that I've discovered personally through using EFT myself is that it brings about an opportunity for you to truly stand in your own truth. You know, and to be able to do that, we first and foremost must find out what our own truth is. And most of us have absolutely zero idea about what is your truth. Not your parents' truth, not your teacher's truth, not your priest or your minister or your neighbour's truth or your sister's truth. What is your truth?
Yes.
You know, and for me, the power that comes to you through discovering your own truth, it's magical. It's absolutely it's like a box of magic just being delivered at your front door.
Well, I think when you truly know yourself, and when you can truly experience, whether it's physical pain, whether it's dis-ease in your body, whether it's needing to lose weight because you're not eating healthy or you're not sleeping well, like any of those fundamental things as a human that you're not doing. Listen, I speak very truthfully to my clients. Like, look, you know what you need to do. You know that you're not eating healthy, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep. You know why your body doesn't feel well. It's how willing are you to make the changes that need to happen in order for you to feel better. And I really don't think there's information out there that people need to learn in order to lose weight, feel happier, be better. I think it's all in here. And if we tap into that, so I would love a client example, if you have one fresh in your mind, about someone who really came to you with something, and EFT was able to get them to the next level. Do you have anybody that instantly comes to mind?
Yeah, I actually worked with a woman just on Friday, and she came online on Zoom. A completely broken woman, to be honest.
Oh,
I tuned in. I tune into people, Suzanne, like you do. It's
yeah.
something that. And to me, that's also. Let me just say this before I tell you this. I do not believe I have a gift. I do not believe I have a gift. I have intuition, and we all have intuition. But the difference between me and someone who is not tapping into their intuition is that they are not practicing it on a daily basis.
Yes.
And I am. And that's the only reason that I am where I am with this. We're all born with intuition. It's what
Yes.
we want. It's what we want to do with it. It's what we want to do with it. So that's first and foremost. So this woman appeared, a completely broken woman. And so I basically said to this woman, I want you to close your eyes, go into your body. I'm going to say one sentence to you. I want to see if it resonates anywhere in your body. And the sentence, and I love to do this with all the clients that come to me now. The sentence is simply this: I am enough. And I would encourage everyone who's watching this, when we're finished, sit down by yourself and simply say those 3 words to yourself, and just see how it feels. Does it hit you somewhere? Is your stomach starting to turn? Does your throat start to close? Does your foot start to ache? What is happening to you? If nothing's happening to you, and if you feel absolutely glorious, hallelujah, and God bless you, because you do genuinely feel and believe that you are enough. 99.9% of us on this planet do not believe that we are enough. So I worked. So this woman said, I really feel it in my chest. We started working with that, and eventually yesterday, I said to her, look, when we're finished here, I want you to get off. I want you to go and write on your toilet mirror with lipstick, I am enough. Write on your bedroom mirror, stick post-its up around your whole house.
Love it.
Right? And here's another little tip, because some of the people who share your house might not be so happy with these little stickers that are around your house. And there's an answer to them. If they say to you, who's that for? And in that tone, which most of the time comes, who's that for? Who's that intended for? This is the answer, Suzanne. It's for anyone who wants it.
I love it.
It's for anyone who wants it.
I love it.
Okay? Yeah. And that's the truth. You want it, you take it. It's my gift to you. You don't want it, you think you don't need it, leave it.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, so we worked a whole hour. I worked a whole hour with this woman. Came off. I nearly cried. She sent me a photograph yesterday, and she hadn't intended to, it wasn't a selfie, but she was photographing a mirror with I am enough on it. So she just happened to be in the photograph. And the change in this woman was dramatic. She looked 10 years younger.
Yes. Yes. 100%. 100%. It's the best anti-aging, I hate that term, anti-aging, but let's defy aging. I mean, because age is just a number. And I mean, I think so many women get stuck in that, oh, well, I'm older, I'm heavier. You know, I haven't had my hair colored since before December. Haven't had a haircut since February. Wasn't anticipating letting my hair grow long or the gray grow out. And I have friends that haven't left their house because they have gray hair. I'm like, I think I'm done with the color. Like, I think I'm just going, I've always wanted white blonde hair. I think I'm just going to go with the white blonde gray, you know? And I think that true acceptance of, you know, am I 20 pounds heavier than I was in college? Yes. Am I 20 pounds smarter than I was in college? Absolutely. Am I 20 pounds happier than I was in college? Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, all of those journeys aren't the number on the scale, you know? And I think so many of us get stuck in the, oh, I can't get my hair colored, I can't get my nails done. Whether it's, you know, coronavirus or whether you just don't have the money to do it, we can always look and feel our best from the inside out. And one of my favorite mentors, one of my coaches, he has a theory about, you know, your thought processes. And, you know, basically your whole world is created right here.
Completely.
And this is where EFT fascinates me, because it actually changes those thought processes by, well, correct me if I'm wrong, by
You're wrong.
disrupting by disrupting those negative thought patterns. No.
You are wrong.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah.
Teach me.
I will teach you, honey. This is what it does. And there's another belief that I have attached onto this. This is my own personal belief now. Okay, but the main core of EFT is that we always go in with the negative first. Okay, and sometimes that kind of freaks people, because we're in this era where we are now starting to totally believe that if I want a good life, all I need to do is just put out a positive vibe. Put out a positive vibe, and everything is just magically going to fall into place for me, and it's going to be wonderful. So if EFT is about totally, and if life, I'm not going to even say, I'm going to jump up here a few bars. If life is totally about us being truthful, first and foremost to ourselves, then by just telling yourself all these positive things and spreading all this positivity, this is what I believe you're doing. I believe inside it's like you have you've got guests coming, and you want to bake this amazing cake, but you want it 8 layers, but you don't have time, but you baked something a few weeks ago that's sitting in the shelf in the dark in the cupboard. So you think, I know, I'll grab that out, I'll use that as my first 4 layers, and then I'll bake on top, and I'll decorate it beautifully, and nobody will notice that, nobody will even. So you decorate it, you bring it out to your guests, and you go, here you are, and it's this incredible cake that's unbelievably decorated, and your guests start digging into it, and at the top it's absolutely delicious for 4 layers, and then they go down, and then they get to the bottom, and they're like, yuck, what is that?
I love it.
What is that disgusting cake? And you're like, well, that's actually my truth. That's my truth that's at the bottom of the cake. And I'm just trying to dress it up at the top and pretend it's all okay. So for me, EFT is like, you know what? Let's just look at the bottom of the cake. Let's respect that you actually baked it 4 weeks or 4 months ago, but it's now not edible, but it's okay that it's not edible. So bring out these emotions that you've got, feelings that you've got about yourself, and respect them. Because here's something that I've discovered. Our emotions have no idea if they're good emotions or bad emotions. No idea. They are, an emotion is an emotion to an emotion.
That resonates so much with me, because I remember working with one of my very first energy medicine practitioners, and she asked me what emotion comes up frequently for me in regards to like my business and work, and I said anger. Anger. Number one, I'm Sagittarius. Anger, frustration, impatience, they come up first. And she said, oh, well, what do they mean to you? And I said, well, to me, if I get angry about something, and I don't mean an argument with somebody, I mean, oh, I'm angry because my favorite jeans don't fit, or I'm angry because my website crashed, or I'm angry because, I didn't get the sales I wanted to get, or that anger to me is actually fuel for growth. And she looked at me and she said, so you're telling me you feel like anger is something positive for you? And I said, well, I don't walk around displaying the anger like, oh, I'm pissed, I'm mad. But if there's a frustration in here, that's my fuel to do better. And I like that. That's the competitive side of me. So I feel like, certain negative emotions that are labeled negative, depending on the person, they can actually have a positive driving force behind them. What are your thoughts on that?
Completely. And here's another thing. Anger is only a first emotion. The second emotion under anger is what you just said. It's either frustration. It's mostly this, sadness. You were sad that your jeans didn't fit you anymore. Those days have gone. Suzanne, that's sad. You want them back. I want to hold on to them. You were sad that your website didn't work. But we were never encouraged to. None of us have ever. Who's been encouraged to be sad?
Oh, never.
Come on, when you're young, it's like,
never.
shove her in the corner. Let's just, let's eat up our meal and don't make eye contact with her, or him, or just let's forget it. Let's carry on the conversation like nothing's happening here.
Go to your room until that mood is over.
Yeah. Come back out smiling.
Yep.
So yeah, we're never encouraged to actually be honest, be able to say, listen, what am I feeling? I am feeling so sad here.
Mm-hmm.
None of us. So you get this thing with the emotions have now, I think so we label them. I'm really happy. That's a good emotion. I'm not feeling good today. Oh, that's a sad emotion. I'm feeling angry. That's not good. The good guys, the bad guys, constantly. So then I think they are constantly fighting for power between each other.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of us giving the good guys the same respect that we give the bad guys, because neither are good and neither are bad, we constantly are in this battle. So they're constantly in this battle. And I'll tell you what, Suzanne, as soon as you turn that corner and say, see that anger? I'm going to respect you. See that frustration? I'm going to respect, and see that sadness? I'm going to respect you as much as I respect all this happiness and joy and blissfulness.
Yeah.
What they actually do is they go, hallelujah, she's seen me. She knows that I'm here to teach her something for her expansion in this world.
I can't even say how much that resonates with me. And I remember the day like it was yesterday, sitting in class for positive psychology when I went back to school. And I remember the experience of we were going to greet our negative emotions. And, of course, for me, I made the list of anger and then frustration and impatience and sadness. And I went all the way down, to what the bottom layer was. And I remember the activity of hey, anger, hey, frustration, I see you, I feel you, I understand. Now, how do I make it better? And I remember that day like it was yesterday. And not long after that, my very first primitive website, I'll call it, that I had, I walked into my office to sit down and check emails. And I realized that my website, I had improved it so much with HTML and did all these amazing things to this website, and the platform I was building it on couldn't handle it. And for the past 10 months, it hadn't been working. So for 10 months, anybody who gave me their name and email address on my website or tried to make an appointment couldn't. And I thought immediately, okay, this is really bad. And then I thought, oh, well, for the past 10 months, there's been 5,000 people who wanted what I have and they didn't get it. And I didn't know. How abundant is that? And it wasn't, immediately that this flipped, but it was because I came into my office and I started my tapping routine. Even though I've lost my website, even though I've lost 5,000 potential clients, I still love and respect myself. And that flip took about 20 minutes of time alone. And I was able to walk out into my house and tell my husband what happened. And I said, this is the opportunity to up level my business. And if it wasn't for EFT and the ability to address the negative emotion, I'm not sure how long I would have stayed in that place of being pissed off and angry and, oh, how dare this happen to me?
Yeah.
Nothing happened to me. It's technology. It wasn't to Suzanne. It's just something that happens. And maybe we could go through a little tapping routine, and you could kind of demonstrate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love that.
So why don't you choose something then?
What do you want me to choose?
You have to choose something that you would, is there anything that you would like to work on, expand in your life? Is there anything that still triggers you in your life?
Well, be really vulnerable, but sure, why not? Everybody's
Okay.
used to me doing that. Both my parents are.
It's only me and you, honey.
Yeah, right now. Right now it's only me and you. So we'll just go with that.
Just keep telling
Yes.
your mind that. It's only us two.
So both of my parents are deceased.
Yep.
And I'm an only child. And often I default to I'm alone.
Yep.
I'm an orphan.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. And to make it worse, I was the responsible party in both of their deaths. And I don't mean responsible, but I kind of feel responsible. Like, so they both had living wills. They were both on life support. And it had to, the doctors looked at me and said, what do we do? And luckily I'd had those hard conversations with my parents, and I was there with both of them at that time, holding their hand, but I was alone with them. And I think that is the one last kind of piece inside where I don't feel good enough. I don't feel loved enough. I miss that unconditional. I had a great childhood. My parents were totally in love. They loved me, even though I was a pain in the butt sometimes when I was a kid. But I miss that. And when I default to sadness or loneliness, and this has come up through, being quarantined.
Yeah.
I'm here with my husband and my son, but gosh, it's brought up a lot of missing of my parents.
Suzanne, see when you feel that you're alone and you feel lonely, it wouldn't matter if somebody rolled you onto a stage with 100,000 people in front of it watching you.
No.
You would still feel alone and lonely.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, and that's the thing, it's the thing that we're all searching for connection. We are still tribal beings, even although we try and not live in tribes anymore.
Yeah.
But our primitive minds and brains are still in that tribal being aspect. And if you do not feel connected, it's down to that. The thing is, if you do not feel connected to yourself, you will never feel connected to anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's finding the connection for you with you. And there's lots of lovely ways that you can do that. So, but if you close your eyes gently then.
Okay.
And go into your body, take your awareness into your body. And I'm going to say something to you, and I want you to repeat it internally to yourself. And then I want you to see where it resonates in your body. I'm alone. See if you just feel that anywhere.
My stomach and below.
Your stomach and below. Okay.
So root chakra.
Yeah. Is it a feeling that you can name? Is it a feeling, is it an emotion that you know, or is it just a feeling?
It's a feeling of tightness.
Okay.
Of stress.
Yeah.
You know, the teeth, like teeth clenched.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Excellent. Now, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest intensity possible. So, you know, you look at it, you go, that doesn't, I don't feel anything from that. Or 10 being the highest intensity, so it's really strong feelings. Where would you put it on that scale?
6 to 7.
6 to 7. Excellent. Okay. So we'll go, I don't use the setup phrase. I don't tap on the side of the hand on the karate chop point, Suzanne. I go straight into the eyebrow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know the points, you can keep your eyes closed. If you want to open them, you can open them. And what we'll do is we'll take 3 long, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth together before we start, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And let's go up into the eye point, the bridge of the nose,
Mm-hmm.
and tapping on there. You can either use one hand or 2 hands. This feeling of loneliness. If you repeat after me, Suzanne, please.
Okay. This feeling of loneliness.
Good. Outside of the eye.
This feeling of loneliness.
Of loneliness. Good. And then if you just repeat each statement as I say it.
Okay.
And then under the eye. This tightness in my stomach.
This tightness in my stomach.
I know it means something.
I know it means something.
Good. Under the nose. The stress in my stomach.
The stress in my stomach.
Onto the chin. I know it's related to something.
I know it's related to something.
And then onto the chest. The stress in my stomach.
The stress in my stomach.
Under the arm. Certainly not the first time I've felt this.
Certainly not the first time I felt this.
Good. Up round the head. I miss unconditional love.
I miss unconditional love.
I remember when I had it.
I remember when I had it.
Oh boy, that feeling's really strong.
Oh, that feeling is so strong.
I can feel it tingling right through my whole body.
I can feel it tingling right through my whole body.
And that's how I know I miss it so much.
And that's how I know I miss it so much.
Good. Go back into the inside of the eye. What if I could still have that feeling?
What if I could still have that feeling?
Good. Outside of the eye. Suzanne, don't be ridiculous.
Suzanne, don't be ridiculous.
Under the eye. Just What if?
Just what if?
Good. Under the nose. What if what?
What if what?
Onto the chin. What if I could have it again?
What if I could have it again?
What if it's never left me?
What if it's never left me?
What if unconditional actually means unconditional?
What if unconditional actually means unconditional?
Actually never thought about what
I,
unconditional means.
I never thought about what unconditional means.
I've never thought about it before,
Never thought about it before.
but I'm absolutely loving thinking about it now.
I'm loving thinking about it now.
Onto the chest. Could it be possible?
Could it be possible?
Could it be possible?
Could it be possible?
Under the arm. Nah, I don't think so.
No, I do think so. I do think so.
Good. Good. Yes, I do think so.
Yes, I do think so.
This feels really good.
This feels really good.
This feels like a huge shift.
It feels like a huge shift.
Shift. It's just shifted.
It just shifted.
Good. I like the Scottish accent.
Yeah. The shit just shifted.
Shifted. Up round the head. So before I told myself it wasn't possible,
So before I told myself it wasn't possible,
I told myself it had gone
I told myself it had gone
with my mum and my dad.
with my mom and my dad.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
Now that I'm thinking about it,
would they have ever taken that away from me?
oh, now you're going to make me cry. Would they have ever taken that away from me?
They gave that to me
They gave that to me
every single breath that they had,
every single breath that they had,
every single day that I spent with them.
every single day that I spent with them.
That was their gift
That was their gift
to me.
to me.
And I've been rejecting that gift.
Been rejecting that gift.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe that.
Go into the inside of the eye. I do believe that.
I do believe that.
And it's okay that I believe that.
And it's okay that I believe that.
Because I'm believing something new.
Because now I'm believing something new.
Now I see the lesson in them going.
Now I see the lesson and I'm going.
Outside of the eye. I see the lesson that they taught me.
I see the lesson that they taught me.
That my unconditional love.
That my unconditional love
will never, ever, ever stop.
Will never, ever stop.
For the people that I love unconditionally.
For the people that I love unconditionally.
Under the eye. Unconditionally.
Unconditionally.
Means. Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
Under the nose. I choose. To feel the unconditional love of my parents.
To feel the unconditional love of my parents.
Good. Onto the chin. I choose. To allow that feeling.
To allow that feeling.
To flow right through my body.
To flow right through my body.
To flow right through my mind.
to flow right through my mind,
and to flow through my spirit and my soul
to flow through my spirit and my soul
as one.
as one.
Good. Onto the chest. I choose this for me.
I choose this for me.
Good. Under the arm. I am enough.
I am enough.
I choose that
I choose that
for me.
for me.
My gift
My gift
to me,
to me,
from me.
from me.
Excellent. Up round the head. I choose never again
never again
in this lifetime
in this lifetime
to feel alone.
to feel alone.
As I now know,
As I now know,
that is not possible.
that is not possible.
It's really not possible,
It's really not possible.
because the unconditional love
Because the unconditional love
of both my parents
of both my parents
is free flowing
is free flowing
and keeps me in balance.
and keeps me in balance.
Super. Now just stopping tapping, keep your eyes closed. Go back into your stomach. And then we're going to take 3 long deep breaths together. Yeah, breathing in, exhale, breathing it all in, let it all go. Breathe in again. Staying inside, go back into your stomach and see how the feeling of stress feels, how the tightness is. It was at 6 or 7 before. It might have gone up. It might have come down. It might have stayed the same. Everything is okay.
It's like a 2.
Excellent. So you can just slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, I'm so happy we did that. Totally unplanned. I'm
Yeah.
so happy. Well, and my eyes filled up a little bit. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Beautiful. And I'm so happy that everybody will get to kind of experience, that watches this, will get to kind of experience what you can get rid of and what you can embrace and what you can reframe with EFT, with your help. Thank you so much for that. That was beautiful. The last portion, when you said I could stop tapping, and I took a nice deep breath, I instantly got goosebumps on my entire body, my arms, my legs, and my whole heart chakra filled up with just thinking about my parents. So thank you so much. It was beautiful.
You're very, very welcome, Suzanne.
Beautiful.
You know, we really, you know, the thing is, nowadays we really have to, we have to watch what we tell our minds, and
Yes.
not, you know, again, all this, you know, I'm a positive person and I put out positive vibes. I'm always talking positively. Be careful that if you're talking positively and inwardly you're using exactly the same language, then fantastic. Unfortunately, most of us use external positive language and internal very destructive, critical, you know, the criticism that we give ourselves.
Yes, for sure.
You know, we wouldn't have any friends in the world if we spoke to anyone like that.
Oh, I say, you know, all the time, we need to break up with that bitch in our head, you know, and really, that's something that I've worked on for years and years and years, you know, to not talk negatively about myself in my own head. And I actually use a word to stop myself. So if it starts, I say, that's not useful. And I go right to my positive affirmations. So that just helps me kind of as soon as I noticed that I'm doing it,
Yeah.
I,
And that's the key. A lot of people just let it ramble on, you know. And
yes.
the other key, Suzanne, is stop. Do not, one thing, do not tell yourself that you have no control over your own thoughts.
Oh.
Many people do that. Many people ask yourself, where do my thoughts go? Where do I think my thoughts come? Who produces these thoughts? You know?
Yes. Yes.
Some little weirdo soft toy somewhere, or you know, who
Yes.
produces my thoughts? Me.
Yes. Yes.
Take responsibility. Stop and blaming. We could have a whole hour's conversation on
Oh
blame.
yeah, we
Well,
could
that's
we
a
could talk
great
about that
topic.
whole
Talk to cows, come home.
yeah. Yeah. So I prefer my movie projector to be positive and project those positive thoughts and images
Yeah,
in my head, but that takes the awareness, almost like being over here and having the awareness of your thoughts. And that's one of the things that takes practice. It's all a practice, right?
it is.
Nobody's perfect at it. There will
No,
be no perfect person. You're not going to
no,
be the first. I'm not going to be the first,
no.
but we can practice that every
And
day.
you know something I would encourage everyone, Suzanne, is that does it take energy? As you say, does practice take energy? Does it take time? The answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Being in your rotten, negative, really destructive, judgmental thoughts, does that take energy? Does that take time?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
So let's choose, make a choice.
Yeah.
Make a choice. We all have
Decide.
choices.
I say decide all the time.
Absolutely.
Decide.
Yeah. Make a choice.
Well,
It's your choice.
this has been so awesome, and thank you for the impromptu demonstration for everyone. It helped me tremendously. I feel like bright and shining, and like I just had a big hug from my mom and dad. So thank you
You
so
did. You
much.
did.
And if anybody wants to book a session, obviously you do virtual sessions because we just did
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So please tell everybody how they can find you and get in touch with you. And when this video gets posted, I'll make sure that all that's in the comments as well.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
let us know where to find you.
www.lindacummings.net.
Awesome.
Okay.
And same on Facebook too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I look forward to meeting many of you.
Yes, I'm so excited.
It's very exciting. I love seeing people expand. I love helping people expand.
Yes. And I'm going to ask you right while we're recording if, so this is going to go live on Friday this week. And after that, I would love to schedule you for a live in my Facebook group.
Okay.
If you're open to that.
Fantastic.
And okay, awesome. Well, we'll work out the details on that. And thank you so much for being here, having a coffee chat with me. I so enjoy our time together.
That is absolutely fantastic. I've loved it as well.
All right.
It's been great.